Good evening, everyone. We are here with yet another session. Today, we are here with Prachi Priya Pandey. She is a BNY student, batch 2018 from Rajasthan Ayurveda University. She is going to talk about the role of yoga in student life, and she is currently the founder of the Yoga Lab. You can find her work in Instagram, which she is doing from last 2 to 3 years. So with this small introduction, I would like to welcome Prachi on our platform On Your Growth. Thank you so much, Prachi, to come on our platform.
Thank you, Bhavit, for lovely introduction. Okay, so shall we start? Yeah.
Yes.
So wait a second. I have to share my screen, right? Yeah. Sorry. Can you see my screen? Hello. Okay, so hello everyone. I am Prachi Priya, student of BNYS. So today's topic is role of yoga in student life. So we all know the role of yoga in our day-to-day life and how it influences our whole circle of life. But today we will talk about role of yoga in student life. Okay, so starting with what is yoga? So the general introduction is yoga's chatvritti nirodha. This is the Patanjali definition of yoga. Yoga is restraint of the activities of the mind. So generally people equate physical asanas with yoga. Like normally we say ki we have done yoga, which means we have done the physical asanas, not the pranayama, not the meditation, not the dharana, not the dhyana. Okay. So there are different schools of yoga, but today we will be focusing more on Ashtanga yoga. The Ashtanga yoga comprising 8 limbs, namely Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. So we will be implementing the teachings of Ashtanga in Panchkosha theory. So there is another theory like Panchkosha other than Ashtanga. So we are talking about the student life. So there are various things that we face during our student life, like body image issues. So there are few issues in student life, like we are obsessed with going to the gym or completely ignoring their obesity. So there are two extremes, like going to the gym, hitting the gym every day and doing over workout, and like there is the other extreme, like completely ignoring their obesity and binge eating, like doing everything wrong. The other thing is teasing and negative comments from family members about their body. We go through it every day, like someone, if we met someone and they will comment over our body issue, like you have gained some weight, तुम थोड़ी सी मोटी हो गई हो, तुम थोड़ी सी पतली हो गई हो. So it is something that we go through every day. Now the other thing is being bullied at school or college for their body size or shape, seeking reassurance for their looks repeatedly from others. That this is the one thing that I have Okay, so this is the one thing that I have faced a lot by seeking validation, by seeking external validation, how I look, how I talk, how my body is looking, and constantly staring myself in the mirror. So this is the one thing. Okay, the another thing is pimples, acne, fat around tummy, and double chin. So this one fat thing, the double chin area. Okay, so we say a lot. Like this कि you have gained some weight and तुम्हारा chin दिख रहा है, you do not have a sharp chin or you do not have a sharp jawline. So these are some body images that we face. Now the other thing, the other extreme and the other area of our health is mental health that we completely ignore during our student life. There are few mental health challenges in student life. These are trouble concentrating or seeming to have a blank mind, irritability, constant irritability, anger issue, muscle pain, tension. So we all know that our physical body is connected to our mental body. If something goes wrong in our mental body, it influences our physical body as well. So other thing is headaches, constant headaches, migraine attacks. These are few things. Now, frequent upset stomach or diarrhea. This is to like very common that I have heard about it very frequently from my college student, from my friends, that they are having frequent upset stomach and diarrhea. Okay. Now, other thing is appearing like plagued with guilt or stress. Okay, so there is constant stress in student life. Unhealthy coping habits like eating a lot or eating not at all, attention deficit, constant liars, anxiety disorders are one of the most commonly diagnosed mental health problems among students. And there are many more. Now, these are few things that we have addressed today, that these are the few things that we have to these are the few challenges that we face every day. Now, how we can deal with it? So before that, we have to explain the Panchkosha theory. Panchkosha is derived from the Sanskrit terms pancha, meaning five, and kosha, meaning sheet. Panchkosha refers to the concept in yoga philosophy that there are five layers of awareness through which all experience is filtered. So it is like in anatomy, we say that our whole body is made up of bones, our whole body is made up of muscles, bloods, arteries, and organs, obviously. But in yoga, we say that our body is made up of five layers. These are panch kosha. Okay. So the first kosha is Annamaya kosha. Okay. So the Annamaya kosha is physical body that we see. And the Annamaya kosha, the physical body, is made up of food. So the food we eat, the physical activity we do, that influences the Annamaya kosha, and the Annamaya kosha is made up of food. Okay. Now the second layer, Pranamaya kosha. Prana is medium between our mind and our body, our mental health and our physical health. Prana is the medium. Okay. So we can refer prana as vital force as well. Now the third layer, coming to third layer, Manomaya kosha. It is our mental and emotional layer. Everything that we like, if we face stress, if we face fatigue, if we like if we face anger, this occurs in Manomaya kosha. So every mental activity, every thought process, it influences the Manomaya kosha. Now the fourth layer, Vigyanmaya kosha, sheet of wisdom, underneath the processing thinking aspect of mind, like the two things, the bad thing and the right thing. This is the judgmental area. So Vigyanmaya kosha give us the power to judge, to discriminate between bad and good. Now the sorry, I haven't added the fifth one. The fifth one is Anandamaya kosha. It is the blissful layer. It is the medium between God and ourselves, human being. Now, the causes which influence and contaminate our Panchkosha. So our existence, the Panchkosha, gets influenced and gets contaminated by a few things. So we are talking about Annamaya Kosha first, the Rajasic, the Tamasic Ahara, the Ahit Ahara, lack of physical exercise and activities, lack of Dincharya, lack of Ritucharya. So if we eat a very spicy food, if we eat like very junk food, then it will influence our Annamaya Kosha. If we do not eat Mit Ahar, if we do not eat Satvik Ahar, we will, the Panchkosha, the Annamaya Kosha will be influenced by it. And lack of physical exercise, lack of asanas, lack of any kind of physical exercise like walking, gym, anything will influence the Annamaya Kosha. Also, there is another thing like Dincharya in Ayurveda. So if we do not follow Dincharya, like day-to-day routine, which is mentioned in Ayurveda, then it will also influence the Annamaya Kosha. Lack of Ritucharya. So there is routine according to every ritu, every season. If it do not follow the Ritucharya, it will contaminate the Annamaya kosha. Now coming to second kosha, the Pranamaya kosha. So there is a habit in us, okay? We breathe through our chest area. We do not breathe through our abdomen area. This is the faulty breathing practice. When we breathe through our chest area by expanding our chest, when we inhale and we expand the chest, this is the faulty breathing practice, and uh, it influences the pranamaya kosha. Now, lack of pranayam, poor posture leading to impaired and constricted breathing. If we adopt a poor posture, that will compress the diaphragm, that will compress our lungs, and it will create faulty breathing practice. Anxiety, anger, it all influences pranamaya kosha. Manomaya kosha. Most of Adi Vyadhi originates from imbalance in Manomaya kosha. So, what is Adi Vyadhi? That Adi Vyadhi is something that influences our mental health. So there is a concept of Vyadhi in there is a concept of Adi Vyadhi in yoga. So when there is any imbalance in Manomaya kosha, Adi Vyadhi gets generated. Okay. So what are the few things that influences the Manomaya kosha? Pent up emotions. The mind makes a constant commentary about our experiences as we go about our life. It is this commentary that can be a major hindrance to the development of the mind. Essentially, our minds create constant judgments and assumptions based on our one-sided perception of our experiences. Okay, constant and chronic stress, external environment, family environment. So, if your external environment is very toxic, it is not suitable for your personal growth. If your friends are not very nice to you, if they always bully you, if your family environment is not nice, then it will influence your manomaya kosha. Now, Vikyanmaya kosha, consumption of alcohol, substance abuse, materialistic world. These are three things that influences the Vikyanmaya kosha. So if you consume alcohol in regular basis, and if you do substance abuse in regular basis, it will influence the Vikyanmaya kosha in bad way. How? So alcohol supposed to influence our thought process. Uh, it impairs our power of judgment, it impairs our power of discrimination. So it impairs the Vigyanmaya kosha as well. Substance abuse do the same thing. And if we indulge very much into materialistic world, it will also influence the Vigyanmaya kosha. Now coming to how we approach this issue. So we are approaching through yogic practices. So what we can do to help it get it purified. So we can do in Annamaya Kosha, if you want to influence the Annamaya Kosha in a good way, we can do Satvik Ahar Bhojan, practice of asanas, practice of Karan Vyayam, Shatkriya practices. Okay, so how to do Shithilikaran Vyayam. Shithilikaran is like relaxing asanas, the asanas that we do to get relaxed. Shatkriya practices like Kunjal, Vaman, and Neti, Dhoti. These are all practices that influence Annamaya Kosha to get purified. Now coming to Pranamaya Kosha. So how we can influence the Pranamaya Kosha? So we can do yogic breathing. And what is yogic breathing? It is the combination of breathing practices through which when we inhale, the abdomen bulges out, and when we exhale, it shrinks. So this is the first step. Now there is another steps also that includes the chest area, that includes chest breathing, and then there is third practice which includes the clavicular area. And when we combine these three breathing practices, we get the yogic breathing. And this is the perfect way to balance your pranamaya kosha. Dirgha swas preksha, the other thing. Dirgha swas preksha is nothing but concentrating on your abdominal movement during breathing. So this is Dirgha swas preksha, and it has very good effect during, if you have anxiety, if you get anger, you have to practice this pranayama Dirgha swas preksha by concentrating on your abdominal breathing pattern. Now, other thing is abdominal breathing. So when we breathe through our abdomen, suppose if I inhale, like I am inhaling and I am bulging out my abdomen area, I am contracting the abdomen area, and when I exhale, I am shrinking it down. So it influences my mind, it influences my thought process, and it helps me to calm down. So this is the abdominal breathing practice. Now the fourth thing is nadi shuddhi. We all know what is Nadi Shuddhi. So there is two things. The first is Anulom Vilom and the second is Nadi Shuddhi. Anulom Vilom is doing alternate nostril breathing without any pause. But Nadi Shuddhi is doing alternate nostril breathing with pauses. So this is Nadi Shuddhi, and it is also a nice way to influence the Pranamaya Kosha. Now, what is the fifth thing? PET, Pranic Energizing Technique. It is a meditation kind of thing where we energize our prana through the practice. So we can do that also. Now coming to Manomaya Kosha, what we can do? Dharna. What is dharna? Dharna is nothing. When we concentrate on just one thing, we make our mind to sit on something for long duration. It is dharna. One example of dharna is Arjun piercing the bird of eye. So, sorry, eye of bird. Sorry, that was okay. So that was dharna. Arjun piercing the eye of the bird is dharna. What is dhyana? When we do the dharna for long period of time, it becomes dhyana. Okay, so what we can do, we can do dharna, we can do dhyana. And the third thing is prayer. Any kind of prayer, Shanti mantra, or any kind of prayer that suits you, you can do also. So what is fourth thing? And this is my favorite, listening to bhajans. I love it so much. Whenever I get angry, whenever I get anxious, I try to concentrate on bhajans, and it is the best way to concentrate your mind onto something. And coming to next, yoga nidra. So we have to do another session for yoga nidra because it is a very big topic. So yeah, okay, yoga nidra. And the last one is so aham dhyana. It is also a kind of meditation that we can do to influence the manomaya kosha. Now coming to Vijnanamaya kosha, what we can do to influence the Vijnanamaya kosha? Yogic counseling and swadhyay. So when we go to any yoga doctor, they do some yogic counseling and they approach the patient through yogic perspective. So okay, and the other thing is swadhyay. Swadhyay can be like reading a book and also can be reading your own self. Swadhyay. Swa means I or the self, and adhyan matlab reading. So if you are reading your own self, if you are reading your own thoughts, that will influence the Vijnanamaya kosha. And how you can influence the last one, Anandamaya kosha, by doing by reading Anand Mimansa. It is a kind of book, and by doing bhajans as well, by doing kirtan as well. So you can influence the last one, the Anandamaya kosha. And here is a tip: if you are a student, try this 15-minute yoga session just for 15 minutes, not for 45 minutes, not for 60 minutes, but just for 15 minutes, and that will change your life. And how to do this? By doing asanas, 5 asanas every day, or by doing just 6 cycles of Surya Namaskar every day. And by doing 2 minutes dhyana, by doing 2 minutes of pranayama, and by doing prayer for 2 minutes, and it will completely change your life. And slowly you have to see your thought and how it gets influenced by the yoga practices. Okay, so yeah, that was the whole thing. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
So, like, my first question would be to you that how do you deal with the current mental health in the students by doing yoga? Because it's a very challenging after COVID that every individual face some kind of mental health issues, or they do not realize that it is a mental health. So how do yoga deal with that?
So there is a thing in yoga when we do slow practices. Okay, so we say the person to concentrate on their breathing, and we ask the person to concentrate on their thought process as well. So you know what, mental health is nothing but but balancing your own thought process by shielding yourself from the external environment. So yoga helps in that area. And when we ask the person to concentrate on their breathing, so by that way they are concentrating on their breathing and stopping the hostile thought process, and stopping the thought process for few minutes. And that's how we deal with mental health. And I have seen it in my practice that when I ask the patient to do abdominal breathing, and they get instant result, they get calm.
So second question would be to you that how do you think that what are the 2 or 3 practices would be dealt every day by the student, because whole 1 hour is not possible for everyone. So what would be
Yeah.
the major practices they can do for their health?
Yeah, surely. Actually, 1 hour thing is very burden to a student, because if I ask the student to do 1 hour practice, they will say, okay, no, we won't be able to do this. So that's why I ask people to do 15 minutes yoga, consisting of 5 asanas, or consisting of 6 rounds of Surya Namaskar, or 12 rounds of 6 rounds of slow Surya Namaskar, and 6 rounds of dynamic Surya Namaskar practice. And then I ask the person to listen to some bhajan for 2 minutes, or I ask the person to concentrate on their breathing process. I ask the patient to concentrate on their abdominal movement. That is the pranayam thing. And then I like, we can do also loosening exercises as well. If the Surya Namaskar is not suitable, we can do loosening exercises first day, and after that they can increase the duration for few minutes.
And what would be your final message to all the students who are going to watch your session today?
Okay, so my final word would be that I know the world is not very nice to you. It is very hard to deal everything, and I know it is going to be hard, because I have seen it. Everyone is seeing it, and especially in naturopathy field, it is very hard to survive, because every day we doubt ourselves that uh, क्या हो गया, क्या होगा, क्या नहीं होगा. But trust me, if you are doing yoga every day, it will help you filter if you it will help you to filter out your thought process. You will get to know yourself very easily, and you will get to know your own thought process very easily. And you will have the power to control your own thought. You will have the power to control your own mind. And the mind won't be a master to you. You will be a master to the mind. So practice yoga. If you're a naturopathy student, if you're a yoga student, please practice yoga at least, because you are the student of this area, and you need to practice yoga every day. And if you're not the student of naturopathy, you can start by 15 minutes of practice, then increase it by 20 minutes, and then increase it by 30 minutes. And you can add like weight also, 2 kg weight, 4 kg weight to your practice.
So thank you so much, Prachi, to come on our platform to deliver in a very specific way with the reference of Tetri Upanishad, which describes the level of all the
Yeah.
koshas from Annamaya to Vignanamaya or Anandamaya.
Yeah.
So with that approach, I would like to thank you that you have shared your views and you have connected the ancient science with the modern science and the need in the current era for the students.
That is what we have to do now, because we are reading the thing, and if we do not implement the thing in modern times, that will be a waste of our knowledge actually. So actually this is my way of connecting to people. Anyone else can have their own thing, but yeah. And thank you for having me, Bhavit. It was lovely talking to you. It was lovely having this session.
Yeah, so thank you so much to come on our platform and to share all your views. And Your views would definitely help many students then whenever they are going to watch your session. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Bhavit. Have a great day.
Same to you.